Straight ahead on the Valley today, a man has been sentenced to 6 months in the Cass County Jail for participating in violent protests in downtown Fargo after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis.
Plus, Fargo city officials are looking for input from the public on what to do with the former Mid-America Steel site after it was set on fire twice.
But first, West Fargo officers will be back on patrol this morning after losing a 10-year veteran of the police department. A man has been sentenced to 6 months in the Cass County Jail for participating in violent protests in downtown Fargo after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis.
Caliph McLean pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit criminal mischief for his role in a clash between protesters and law enforcement officers on May 30th.
Prosecutors say McLean threw rocks toward the police line and was among the people who forced their way into a restaurant.
He was seen trying to open a cash register, which had already been emptied. McLean is ordered to pay $1,500 for damage and serve 1 year of probation after release from jail.
Attorneys for the state and for 3 former Minneapolis police officers charged in the death of George Floyd are making oral arguments today before the Minnesota Court of Appeals.
The prosecutors will seek to add an additional charge of aiding and abetting third-degree murder to that case. Now, Thomas Lane, Jay King, and Toe Tao are already charged with aiding and abetting both second-degree murder and manslaughter.
Prosecutors want the new count after the appeals court ruled in February that a third-degree murder charge could apply in cases where only one person is endangered.
The defense says it's impossible for someone to aid in third-degree murder because that crime does not require intent. Fargo city officials are looking for input from the public on what to do with the former Mid-America Steel site that was set on fire twice this last year.
Fargo's Planning and Development Department is hosting an open house on the topic tonight. They'll talk about opportunities for future development and ask for input or questions from the public.
It's happening from 5 to 7 at the Sky Commons Conference Center, which is just down from the Fargo Civic Center. A second open house will then happen in June.
The former Mid-America Steel building, located along 2nd Street North and NP, has been the site of 2 arsons recently.
The first fire at the city-owned property was on March 22nd. An 18-year-old and 2 juveniles are facing arson charges for that. Another arson happened there on April 11th, and 2 juveniles are facing charges in that fire. West Fargo officers will be back on patrol this morning after losing a 10-year veteran of their department.
Several local law enforcement officers are remembering and honoring their fellow brother in blue, 40-year-old Adam Gustafson, who died from a heart attack.
There was a smile on his face. There was a positive attitude. You could tell he loved serving his community, the city of West Fargo, and he was truly fulfilling his calling as an officer.
And it always brought a smile to everyone's face when he was in the room. So just an outstanding guy, and definitely going to be a loss for the law enforcement community.
Lieutenant Gustafson leaves behind 3 children. Funeral arrangements are currently pending.
We are tracking some rain and storms this morning. Let's get a check of our First Alert Storm Team forecast with meteorologist Lisa Green.
Good morning. Well, a lot of us, we've been hoping for rain, but some of us got too much in a short period of time yesterday and last night. This is a photo from Argyle, Minnesota. I want to thank Erin for sharing this with us. This is in town. She said there's supposed to be a street in here, and we've got a flooding over the street and into what looks like her yard as well. And this is an area that saw a lot of rain. So want to be careful as you're heading out the door this morning if you were one of those places. And this was around midnight where she shared this with us. We've seen more rain in that area since then, so more added to it. Here's a look at our rainfall reports. West of Jamestown, we had a little over 4 inches of rain. The Courtney area, 2 inches. Stephen, a little over 2 in Minnesota. And then north of Alvarado in that same area, we're looking at a report that came in of close to 6 inches of rain. We could use a lot of rain, but over a longer period of time. And so really dealing with some waterlogged conditions there. 1.6 inches in the McHenry area. A look at our estimated rainfall. You can see that focus in the northwestern part of Minnesota and back over into Stutsman County too. And just taking a look at this bullseye right through the Argyle area in western Marshall County, you could see that there's a spot right here just to the east where radar at least is estimating more than 9 inches inches of rain there. So just keep in mind, a reminder about flood safety, because we could see more storms like this today, that 12 inches of fast moving water can carry away a small car. A foot and a half of fast moving water can take away SUVs, vans, trucks, cause some real issues for you. And even less than that can affect you just in a matter of inches. So please do not try to walk through some moving water or try to drive onto those flooded roads. And you can check back with us. We'll keep you posted throughout the day today on the latest rain. And here's the look in Fargo. We've got rain coming down in the metro right now, affecting your morning commute. And a look at your radar, we've got that rain again, moderate amounts of rain falling there. It's a little heavier down toward Barnesville, Pelican Rapids, Fergus Falls, where we've seen some lightning even in this area. So this is going to be heading north and northeast. So Highway 59 going to be a tough drive between Fergus Falls and Detroit Lakes here over the next half hour or more. And then there are more pockets of this rain lifting northward. It's scattered, so not everybody affected right now, and it won't last necessarily constantly all day for you, but we still have those rain showers possible. So bus stop planner, if you've got some lightning, don't send the kids out to the bus stop, but otherwise they're going to need the rain gear. And heading into the afternoon, more storms possible. Temperatures in the south will be a little warmer, and that may create more severe weather for us in the valley. We have the potential for isolated on the low end, but the potential for winds gusting to 60 in some of these storms, hail up to about 1 inch in diameter, and even that threat for a landspout tornado potentially here again today. So a lot to pay attention to. Stay weather aware. We're going to keep you posted right here and on the Valley News Live weather app. And we'll have to be doing this for several days in a row, keeping an eye out because we have more shots of rain and thunder coming our way this week.
That we need to watch out for this morning. Lisa, thank you for keeping us updated.
North Dakota state lawmakers are already back in Bismarck after adjourning last month. They'll be meeting every few months for the next year and a half, and those meetings will give us some insight into what bills may come up in the next session.
Among the more notable studies picked up, lawmakers will be pushing for more progress on infrastructure for natural gas, the cost of prescription drugs, and expanding virtual services.
Much of this is an echo of the recent session, and legislators say that's because there's more they have to do in 2023 to finish what they did in 2021.
Previous legislative management consideration of studies focused on consideration of what does the study do for the state, will the proposed study provide new information, and whether the issue can be resolved by introducing a bill.
The number of studies this year is the highest it has been in the past decade.
Members of the Fargo Human Relations Commission met to discuss a proposed hate crime ordinance within the city. If passed, anyone who violates the ordinance by committing simple assault, criminal mischief, or harassment could face up to a $1,500 fine and up to 30 days in jail.
An organizer for the coalition says the meeting was a rich conversation with incredible feedback from people in the community.
I think our community can do better, and I think that we need to raise the bar as far as what is appropriate behavior to all our residents. There should be nobody living in our community who lives under the veil of threat and fear that they are going to be targeted because of who they are.
The hate crime ordinance will be introduced to the City Commission on June 1st.
The Fargo Human Relations Commission hopes to have the ordinance in place by July 7th. Governor Tim Walz continues his push to get Minnesotans vaccinated. He's been encouraging families with kids who are at least 12 years old to get the vaccine. It comes as vaccination numbers are dropping week to week in the state. Despite the mask mandate and other restrictions being lifted, health officials say many people have not received the vaccine and the virus could still spread.
Bring your children in, bring a neighbor in, bring friends in. That we're at that phase right now where Minnesota's hospitalization rates are dropping, our infection rates are dropping, our vaccination rates are still climbing. The sooner those go up, the better we protect our neighbors, the better we protect against any potential surge coming back.
Since the vaccine push started late last year, Minnesota has administered nearly 5 million vaccine doses. As of Monday, nearly 54% of Minnesotans ages 16 and up are fully vaccinated against the virus.
Area students are invited to take part in an upcoming student vaccination clinic.
West Fargo Public Schools and Essentia Health are planning to host a student vaccination clinic for anyone age 12 and older.
The event is open to all area students Monday, May 24th, 3 to 8 at the Vaccination Center in the old Gordman's building.
There will also be information about sports physicals, well child exams, and other immunizations that school-age kids may need.
As you purchase that new grill, maybe bring yours out for the summer, you'll still want to be careful when using it, especially now that we'll probably be cooking on the grill a lot more often.
A whole lot more. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live this morning with more. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Not only that, we're also talking about food safety as well with foods you just can't mix. So, of course, thank you, Joel Schultz, for being here with me this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
The morning. You know, as we're sitting here cooking the different foods, we were just talking a little bit about it. Weird allergy, I'm allergic to watermelon. So if we're mixing up the different foods, I guess, talk about the importance of separating it.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're cooking on the grill, it's really important to know who you're cooking for.
Yeah.
You know, we were going to put some watermelon on here today. I don't want to mix any allergens in that could, you know, make you react. So I'm going to hold off on that until the food that you're going to eat is done and prepared. The other thing I'm going to do is we have sausage going on this side of the grill. We're going to do pancakes on the other side. I'm going to make sure that those pancakes are completely separate from that sausage. I'm also going to use a separate tool for the pancakes to make sure that there's no cross-contamination with that. Other tips that you can do on the grill is whatever meat is going to be done the soonest and has the lowest safe temperature needs to be the top meat on your grill. You don't want any of those drippings falling onto stuff and cross-contaminating that way as well.
And, of course, the importance of making sure that it's thoroughly cooked as well, right?
100%. Having a good thermometer with you and knowing your food safe temperatures is really important.
Well, perfect. Thank you, Joe, for being here with me.
Thank you.
And we'll, of course, be continuing to cook throughout the morning as well. Jordan, Lisa, I'm going to toss it back to you guys in the studio as we continue to do this, and in a few minutes you'll be able to see it.
All right, I am loving that grilling breakfast. I mean, and
Yeah.
even that type of grill with that griddle on there, very different.
Blackstone, I want one of those really bad. So, yeah, everything is changing. So cool. And earlier we were talking about the Traeger and the pellet grills.
And the green egg grill that they had there. I believe they were at the Shields Home and Hardware there using everything there. So yeah, grilling season, we are here and we're excited for it. So
I love it.
Let's get the answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. That question today is, 1 in 5 of us prefer to do this chore at home while the rest of us do it elsewhere.
Someone else can do it for me. The answer is wash the car. Remember, you can play along with us every weekday morning. Just head to our Valley News Live Facebook page. And of course, Mother Nature is going to do a little bit of that car wash for some of us today. It's raining out there.
It is raining. There is a severe storms possible. Lisa even talking about some flooding that was happening near Argyle with all the rain they're getting there. Now she will continue to track all of this, and you can continue to watch it and see it unfold on the Fargo CW. Otherwise, the Today Show and CBS This Morning are on right after this. Have a great Thursday, everyone.